Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Joe Barber, and just making this video. It is gonna be, it's almost 10 o'clock in the evening, but I was just thinking, today was a rest day for me. I don't know if y'all ever have one of those days where you just rest and try not to do anything. I meditated. I was outside. The weather was beautiful. There was a good breeze. I'm trying to get more into like how can I explain it to y'all? Like more of the spiritual part of life where I'm trying to get familiar with, my chakras and the gifts that I have spiritually. Trying to work on my aura and strengthen myself in that sense. I feel like I've endured a lot of other things, like mentally, emotionally, but spiritually, I've never like tapped into that. I've never had anybody like I never had a mentor or anybody talk to me about those things, so I never was familiar with it until just recently. I had a situation happen in my life where I kind of like had to stand back and be like, "Whoa!" Like this thing came out of left field. I didn't know that this was gonna happen. So the way I want to explain it to y'all is like when you're falling and you're trying to grab for something, right? And there's nothing to grab onto. And I'm not saying that God's not a part of my life. I know God helps me, but I'm saying like I feel like what I can do is hold on to myself and have faith in myself that there's something inside of me that got put that I got to use. So I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? So then I started researching on the internet, and I that's how I got into. I found this guy named Bob Proctor, and what he talks about is he talks about changing your paradigm. So your paradigm is what you like. Your mind is programmed to think specific things and accept specific things because that's what we've been taught. Sorry about my hair, man. I need to get her. Hopefully, I can get a haircut tomorrow. But those are things that we're taught, and you could look him up. And he comes out in the movie The Secret, right? And I never believed that. I know I was introduced to The Secret, the movie, a long time ago, but I was young. I thought I knew it all. I thought I was hip, whatever. I wasn't. It's not until you get to a point in your life where you realize that everything beyond you, it doesn't matter. Like a lot of the things that we possess, we protect so much, and it's the way I can break it down to you, like the image that comes to my mind. It's like we spend more money on insurance protecting our car, and we make sure we put the best gas in our car, but we don't do that for us. We don't take care of our body, we don't take care of our skin, we don't take care of ourselves, our spirit. We don't cleanse ourselves from negative energy. We don't even realize that we're just a big ball of energy, and we don't know how to protect that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it's our fault that we choose not to, but I'm saying is like that's the kind of system that we're in where we care more about the Dallas Cowboys and we're willing to fight for them, but we're not willing to fight for our peace. We're not willing to fight for like our own health, and we're not willing to fight to say, you know what, man, I know that soda is bad for me. I know that that's bad for me. I know that that's bad for me. Let me not do that. And I know it's not going to happen overnight, but I'm saying it's like to be conscious about these things and not just go with the flow all the time. You got to question things and be like, okay, man, where's this? Why? And how come? And why do I feel better when I eat clean and opposed to me eating, I'm not against tacos. I love tacos, but I'm saying like I'm not telling you to change your whole diet and all that, man. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like invest in it, invest in your body, and kind of balance it out. It's like you have a real nice house, you got to maintain it. Our bodies and our mind and our spirit are way more valuable than the biggest mansion in this world. Like we have to think that and know that you have value, know that you have worth, and know that you're important, and it's not that it's not about ego, it's not about feeling that, it's about understanding that, you know what, man, if I'm not at my best, how can I give my best to my family? How can I give my best to my customers? How can I give my best to people? A lot of times we project the way we feel. If we're broken, we tend to see brokenness in other people. if we're feeling mad, we tend to see all the people that are pissed off on the road or in places, and we just, someone says something, you're ready to snap. And it's like, we need to learn how to control that, because the effects of it can really hinder you, not only in a spiritual way, but I'm saying like just in a physical way. Like, you can snap on the wrong person and that dude might have a gun, and you could lose your life. You can hurt your, whoever's in around you at the time. And I just think of all the times in my life that we've been in altercations. I've been in situations where guns were pulled out, knives were pulled out, like car accidents, like just a lot of situations that have happened in my life that I survived. And I always wonder, like, man, why didn't, why did my friend die and I didn't die? Why did my other friend die in a car accident? I didn't die in a I've been in two car accidents. I didn't die, and they're pretty bad, and I was okay. But I've lost friends in car accidents. I've lost friends that were, driving really late at night and they fell asleep behind the wheel. I've had people get shot, that I know. I've had people take bad drugs and they passed away that I know. There's a lot of things, and I don't focus on that. I bring that up because I'm thinking in my head, like, I visualize like all the stuff that I've overcome, and I'm like, man, it's either I'm really lucky, or I have a divine purpose in my life. I have a reason to be alive. I have something that God is protecting me, like, from all the stuff. And trust me, I've gone through a lot of hardship in my life. I've had a lot of L's, man. I've taken a lot of L's, but because I am who I am, I'm a very resilient type of person. I can take the hits, man. I'm not always the one giving the hits, but I can take some hits. And I've learned, like, through this process of what I'm going through now, I've learned to control my emotions. I'm a very, like, sensitive person when it comes to compassion, and I reflect a lot on pain, like, because I feel pain, and therefore I know I can relate to the next person that feels that same pain. And I know it's either you're going to use it to learn from it and apply it and be like, you know what, man, I got to do better. Or you're going to use it and be mad. It's the same thing when people say, man, how come God didn't protect that kid? Or how come God didn't protect that? Man, you don't know what God is capable of doing. And if you're in a better place, if God said, you know what, it's your time, bro, regardless if it's on a plane, on a car, wherever. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. There's no escaping, man. You can't escape your destiny. You cannot. Everything's divine. God controls all. And I realize that now, and I never think about that. I never would stop to think. I was too busy trying to hit goals, man. Let me get this bread. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me fly here, fly there. I want to cut this person. I want to cut that person. I want to do all this great stuff. And then you do it. And yeah, man, you make a lot of money. And guess what, dog? You're going to pay taxes. The more you make, the more problems you got to face. People see you and they think you're real successful, and they expect you to pay for meals. They expect you to give shirts away. They expect you to give haircuts away. Like, when you expect these things, it's not a blessing anymore. That's it's a gift now that you took that. You took the the ribbon off of it. Now it's not a gift anymore. Now it's like you just took it, like you expecting it. It's no longer a gift, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happens sometimes when people see that, and they want the discount. Hey, man, it's my birthday, give me a free haircut. Hey, Joe, I see you doing good, man. Throw some money at me or whatever. And it's like, I understand all that, man. Trust me, I've been there. I've been really, really, really poor. And yeah, no, my finances are not as great as I want them to be, but I know what I value, and I value the $1 million dream that I got in here, and the $1 million dream that I got in here. I don't care about money, but I know I need money as a tool to be able to catapult myself to a position where I can then, allocate all the businesses that I want to bless other people with. I have so many people in my mind and my heart that I want to bless. And what I mean blessing is, like, I give handouts, not hand ups. Like, hand ups, not handouts. Sorry, I was thinking backwards. And what I mean is, like, if you're helping yourself, trust me, man, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, God will help you. God's going to help those that help themselves. But if you're just sitting around waiting, and you're scheming, and you're lying, and you're cheating people, and you're taking money and you're not paying back, and you're doing all this just grimy stuff, That's all you're gonna have is grimy stuff. And I realized that, man. And trust me, man, I'm no saint, dude. I've done a lot of bad stuff in my life. One thing that I don't do is one thing that I never want to do, and I do know this consciously. I don't want to hurt nobody, man. I don't want to hurt nobody. Yeah, I got a license to carry my gun and all that kind of stuff, but there's days when I think twice and I say, you know what, man? I'm just gonna leave it here because I don't want that in my mind, knowing that I have to take somebody's life over what? Over some dumb stuff, man. I'm like, yeah. And yes, I know I gotta protect myself. I know it's either his life or my life. I feel like my life is very valuable. I feel like I feed a lot of people. I feel like I have a big role in my, my presence is needed for a lot of people to be able to excel and for them to feed their families and whatnot. A lot of people rely on me, so I know that. But it's, like I said, I have compassion towards people and I see that. And I want y'all to understand that, man, that when you should think twice about how you view yourself and how you view other people. Because a lot of people are going through battles that we don't even realize, man. Somebody could have heard, that they got cancer. Somebody's, grandma just died, grandpa just died, dad just died. They lost their job, it could be a lot of things, right? And a lot of times I don't feel like we take that into consideration because whatever we see is a reflection of us. And I've learned that. And I've heard that before, man. Someone that told me that, man, because I would be the one to be like, man, how come they got an Escalade and they got food stamps? I just saw them pay. So I started pointing out, I was very, very bad on that. Like pointing out all the bad. Look, they turn without a blinker. Look, man, they switched lanes, 3 lanes. And look, they're driving super fast. And look, blah, blah, blah. And I've had that problem for a long time where even when I'm driving, I'll see somebody and I'm like, God, look. If I was a cop, I would have chased him and gave him a ticket. I would think that way. But then I'm like, it's hard for you to ask for mercy when you don't have mercy for other people. And that's the thing that I realized in my life. I was like, damn, man, all I focus is on the negative. So a lot of negative was coming towards me. And it's like, you know what, man? I said, if it works that way, then I'm just gonna be positive now. From now on, I'm gonna be positive. And when I have a negative thought or if I have a negative response, I watch my mouth, I control myself, I take deep breaths and I kind of like gather myself together and don't let it, I don't want to give anybody that power. I don't want to give anybody power that cuts me off or that does something wrong at the grocery store or and people, man, one time I recently I was in my son's car in the Corvette and I went to go buy some dog food. Man, I swear. So I parked as far as I could from everybody. I parked, and this truck parks like they didn't care, bro. Like they just parked at an angle, taking up almost 2 lanes. And I know if they opened their door, they could have hit the car. I don't think they did. But that right there, the first thought that came to my mind is for me to go inside the store and tell to do some stuff. And so I had to get that out of my mind, like right there, right then and there. I had to, what I'm saying, control myself. And that's the discipline that comes in. So if you can conquer that, I promise you, man, your life will change. I know you would have a greater outlook in life. Not only that, you'll start doing best for you and doing what's right for you. And then in return, you're going to do right by your family and you're going to do right by your friends and customers and all that. And it's hard, man. It's hard because I had to like pull myself away from everybody and just be by myself to kind of like figure things out because as much as my body wants to like, man, well, let me just, go out and get distracted. And I don't want to really, kind of respond to this pain that I'm feeling or these questions. Like, this is not me. But I said, no, you know what, Joe? You don't run from it. You do it. You do it. You do it. It's gonna get you stronger. God's gonna level you up. God's gonna bless you. Your school's gonna be very, very, very successful. Other ideas are gonna come. You're gonna draw, more positive instructors, and you're gonna build a strong foundation of your school. And I'm not here to compete with nobody else, man. I don't care about your school. I don't care about what you think. I don't care about how much money you got. I don't care about none of that. Because what God has planned for me, no one can stop. No one can stop it. No one can be like, okay, man, well, we're gonna come up with this plan, and we're gonna take all of Joe's students and blah blah. Nah, man, I'm not. I don't care about that. What I care about is fulfilling my purpose. And my purpose is to help inspire people. All the L's that I took, now instead of them being L's like losses, it's all gonna be lessons. And that's gonna be part of my, you know, my teaching syllabus. And yes, I'm gonna teach how to cut hair, but I'm gonna teach y'all all like my story, man, how you can relate to me. And I wanna be it to where like every chapter of my life I can say, hey man, who can relate to these chapters, and everybody can pick their hand up. And when everybody picks their hand up, I say, okay, man, so y'all are here for a reason. Y'all are here for a reason, and that's it. And we go cutting hair, but in between the haircuts, we're gonna talk about psychology. We're gonna talk about developing good working habits, self development habits. We're also gonna talk about meditation. And it's just little stuff, man. We don't need to meditate for 30 minutes, dog. It's just meditating for 5 minutes will change your life. Meditating for 17 seconds on just focusing on something can change your life. And these are all like scientific things that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to do is enlighten people to their own strengths. I'm not trying to sell nothing. I don't care about none of that stuff, man. And for me, I'm still on my spiritual journey. I'm still wanting to learn more, but I want to incorporate that with with my school because I feel like we need that. We talk about mental health, right? We talk about mental health, but what are we doing about it? And we talk about protecting our religion and our spirit. And I respect everybody's religion, man. I don't care if you're Catholic, Christian, Buddhist, Muslim. I love all people. We all come from different walks of life. We all come from different parts of the country. We all come from different parts of the world, and we're all people. We all feel pain, we all feel joy, we all have love for our family for most part. And we all just want to live a good life. Like we just want peace and joy. Some people, we grew up thinking that we need fame and fortune to really be the best that we can be, but that's because the TV told you that. The music told you that. So, and I'm not saying I'm against money. Believe me, we need money, but I'm saying don't ever think that that's going to be your joy, because with great power comes great responsibility. I explain this to my son all the time. If you don't know how to handle a Honda Civic and take care of that, what makes you think you're going to handle a Lamborghini? Believe me, I would love to have a Lamborghini, but dog, maintenance, gas, all that stuff, dog, that's for the birds. The most expensive car I probably get is a Corvette, like a new Corvette or a new Shelby. That's it. At least I know they got the Chevy and Ford dealerships all over the place. But yeah, man, I'm talking about that. You buy a big house. We all want a like real nice house, right? It's beautiful. Like, man, I want 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, blah, blah, blah. Then you got to wash it, clean it, maintenance it, make sure that the house is level, make sure that, yard is cut, make sure that, the electricity for all the rooms when it's fully functional and everybody's in there. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And do you really want that? You know what I'm saying? It's just maintenance, bro. It's just a maintenance. And anything, relationship, friendships, work, opening businesses, it's maintenance. It's not getting the money, it's keeping the money. It's not getting your dream, it's keeping your dream alive. And that's what people don't get. And I'm beginning to realize that very clearly. God is speaking to me very clearly. And I'm just like, wow, like I get blown away every day, every day. And then today wasn't like I didn't feel like I have a strong connection to God today when I was meditating and just asking questions. Like I just asked simple questions, and why am I here? Like, well, what's my purpose? And I feel like some days he tells me like, this is what you need to do, Joe, and I do it. And then some days I'm just like I feel disconnected, and I'm like, man, well, what do I got to do? Like I try to meditate better. I try to read other things to help me. Like, okay, man, I was outside. Let me just close my eyes and just be out in the sun and feel the breeze blowing, man. And my dogs are right there at my feet, and I love my dogs. For some reason, I just have this connection with my dogs. I often feel like my dogs are my spiritual guides, like the movie Coco. But my dogs love me, man, and I love them, and we have a close bond. And like I said, my dogs, they don't care if I'm famous. They don't care if I got money. They don't care if, you know, they don't care if I win. I win, whatever. They don't care about nothing. They just care about me. And that's the kind of loyalty that we want from people. But it's hard because people are broken, and we all picked that up from our ancestors. We picked that up from our parents. We picked that up from, our spouse or people that we're close to. We inherit a lot of these things, and we learn a lot of these things, and we think that it's okay to be treated a certain way, and we never learn what our value is, and we never value ourselves. We're codependent on somebody. We never venture out, like, you know what, man, let me see if I can be by myself and do this by myself, and be your best by yourself. And then you want to meet someone that's the best by themselves, and then y'all get together and then y'all do some awesome stuff. And that's really where it's at, man. So hopefully this reached somebody. I don't know why I got the urge to do it. Excuse me not having the shirt, but I was already like, I'm in bed thinking. I'm just thinking, man. And sometimes these thoughts come to me, and I don't have a journal to write all this stuff. I wish I could, but I put these videos up. Honestly, I put these videos up for myself, but I also put these videos up for my kids. So one day, they can get to know their dad, because they're not always around me, and I don't talk to them all the time openly like this. So I talk to the camera like I would be talking to my kids. And so hopefully y'all are watching. But just know, man, I love growing. I love expanding. I love knowledge. I love to read. I love to understand, because it gives me a greater purpose. You know what I'm saying? I could connect to more people, and I feel like I can reach more people. And I feel like the time's going to come where God's going to lift me up and be like, all right, boy, you ready? Go get them. I'm not going to break down in tears on stage like I did one time. You know what? I broke down in tears twice when I went to the Atlanta barber hair show. I was sharing my story and I broke down, and I felt embarrassed, but people, show love. And I was giving a speech at my high school during the graduation. I was a guest speaker, and I broke down a little bit there, because I think back to, where I started and all the things that I've accomplished, and not everybody gets to do that. Not everybody gets to, not finish the race, but, make it that far in the race. Like, a lot of people tap out, or a lot of people just don't think they can. They give up, they get distracted, or they put their guard down, or something happens along the line, and we lose ourselves. We start chasing something else. We forget, like, hey, man, you're here for a reason. Oh no, man, I want to do this. And it's like, oh, look, looks pretty over there, let me go start doing that. And drinking, doing drugs, whatever it may be, or trying to be with people, trying to be cool, trying to blend in, trying to fit. And I'm not that guy. Like, I don't like fitting into anybody's puzzle. I don't like fitting into anybody's box. I don't like fitting into anybody's perception of me, because only God can judge me. Only God knows why I'm here. And I've always felt that way. I don't know why, but I've always done it that way. I don't like dressing like other people. I don't like having my hair cut like other people. I don't like having the same tattoos as other people. Like, I'm just that guy. Like, that's just who I am. But anyways, I just love the fact that I'm on this journey, and I get to share it with some people, and some people get to see this. Some people, I know that not a lot of people are listening. That's what I'm saying. But when things do come to, like, when it comes to that moment where, because it's coming, and then yeah, it's gonna be like, oh man, this guy, everybody's gonna want to see what's up and know how I did it, and know how this happened and that happened, and they're gonna want to know the story. And it's gonna be like, well, yeah, man, it's at first nobody want to listen, and now they're gonna have to pay to listen, and that's just what's gonna end up happening. So this is for free 99 right now. So, but payday's coming. People are gonna have to pay to hear me share my story eventually. And I'm just speaking that to existence. It's not ego. It's not like, trust me, man. Y'all know I'm not like that. But I'm just saying, like, that's what I feel that's gonna end up happening, where it's gonna be that way. So I'm grateful though, man, and I'm blessed. And I just encourage you guys out there, man, to just tap into that, look into it, what your spirituality is, and why you're here, and what traits you may have. You might have some hidden gifts you don't even know about. Whether it's being capable of seeing somebody's aura, or being capable of hearing messages or receiving messages. I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of different things that I'm getting exposed to. So I'm just like, wow, I'm fascinated by it. And I don't count it out. I feel like I feel like my ancestors, coming up, being Native American, they were so close to nature. They were so close to the spirits. They were so close to, Earth, Mother Earth, and the galaxy and the universe, and they, studied. They knew all the correlations of all the, the sky. They knew the seasons. They knew when it was gonna rain, when to plant crops, when like you talk about all that stuff, and when you research, you're like, why were they so advanced in those ways? Like how, oh, it was aliens. I'm like, okay, that's what some people say. I don't know about that. I'm just saying, they were just connected that way. So that's what drew me to wanting to learn more, and that's where I'm at, and that's where my journey's at right now. So hopefully this resonates with somebody. Hopefully somebody's like, wow, like I'm getting into that too. Hopefully. So, but anyway, all right, man. Y'all have a good night. Y'all stay blessed and y'all stay faded.